The Australian Armour and Artillery Museum in Cairns.
It's the counter when you enter. It's a tank.
Well, once again I find myself in the Australian Armour and Artillery Museum. This is my third visit and I love you. It is my happy place, these big dinosaurs. Not unlike Winton with the real dinosaurs that did exist. These did exist and they were roaming the earth back in the day. In the German section, the early war grey stuff. Stug 3, Jad Panzer 3, Jad Panzer, Panzer 4 should I say, and a T-38. T. And on this side, got another Stug. STUH and a 221 armoured car with a squeeze ball gun mounted on it. Got a model of this that I haven't touched yet, but one of these days I'll get around to it. It's in the stash. It's got a little owl on it. Got a Schwimmwagen here, a Kugelwagen over there. A Hetzer, question mark, and a Panzer 4 with the mesh Scherzenite. Been a nice restoration, this one. Still got the original paint up here. A Raupenschlepper. Hope I pronounced that right. Or a Rolling Coffin East was the nickname because it wasn't really popular with the troops. But Pack 40 mounted early version of the self-propelled gun. Caitlin Rose here is a British Sherman Firefly with a 17-pounder, typically disguised to look like the shorter gun version. We've got a Churchill. Never been a big fan of a Churchill. And the Matildas, which Australia had plenty of. 28-ton Waltzing Matilda. A Valentine. And an Archer, which had a 17-pounder, kind of mounted backwards. Got a Cromwell here. They weren't a bad tank in their day. A Canadian build. And we've got a Ram Kangaroo, which was the APC version of a Grand tank, I think. Oh, might have been a Sherman. It gets pretty crowded in here with some of the Russian equipment because some of it is huge. This Pion self-propelled gun is very impressive, and we've got the T-72 main battle tank here. One of my favourite tanks down here is the Gepard. I always thought that was pretty impressive. I built a model of one of them back in the day. There's a few tanks here that I have built back in the day. Two significant Churchill variants here, 6.5-inch AVRE, and across the road we have Churchill Flail. Got to have the matching set. A bit of a British section here with a Fox armoured car, a Spartan, APC, Saladin, an Abbott self-propelled gun, and an FV432. This vehicle I've never seen in any other museum. It's the Australian Rover light armoured car. They made 238 of them. But by the time we built them, the Staghound had become available on lease. So we transitioned over to them. This one's pretty groovy. 2-pounder anti-tank carrier. So the Canadians experimented with this idea too. And so packed a bit more of a punch than a Bren gun carrier. It's the Australian Sentinel, or cruiser tank, whatever you want to call it. These guys are lucky enough to have two of them. This one has got the controversial machine gun hanging out the front. This reminds me of an old Airfix kit, the 25-pounder field gun howitzer and truck. We're in the Australian section here. We've got a Ford 2-pounder anti-tank Porte. And a Porcupine. I don't know a real lot about this one. It's Victorian registration. Looks like a Ford flathead in there. And an LP4 armoured car, made in 39 to 40. In the Australian section, this one's the iconic Ned Kelly. Here we have a Panzer IV, LC, and a Stummer, or SDKFZ 251/9. Had the short 75. Stummel means stump in German. And a Hummer had a big 150 centimetre, a 15 centimetre self-propelled gun. This one's got the winter kitten tracks fitted, and it's a nice piece. Hiding behind the M1110 is Tiny Teddy, and Tiny Teddy is an Australian M113A1 fire support vehicle. With the Saladin turret. Have the transmission here and engine of a Leopard, and this is an Australian Leopard ASI, or is it AS1? Should be AS1. This one's on loan from the Australian Museum, which one of these days I will visit. And this is an early Leopard, a Leopard 1A5, and this one came from Poland.
Those of you who have been following us for a little while will know how much of an enthusiast Glenn is of history and military history. But he's actually passed that interest on to our boys, and Luke is just as interested as his dad. But Jared has actually gone to uni to do a history degree, and he's chosen subjects that focus on war history in particular, so he's really in his element here today. I could drive that one, you reckon?
Yeah, I reckon you could.
Maybe it's a good shopping vehicle.
You would get all the Cairns out of the way.
What's that? This museum would be without a doubt, the largest military museum in Australia. There are possibly hundreds of vehicles here. Some rare ones.
In 2023, we took the whole family up to experience this awesome museum.
It's definitely a good way to spend several hours.
My boys share my enthusiasm for armoured vehicles, as you can see.
Even MP44, which is a full calibre machine gun. The MP40s and 43s were just firing pistol ammunition, which is only effective over about 200 yards. So, to be fair, the fighting they were doing was hand to hand anyway. But no, they never alleviated the problems with it. The problems started to go away when the Israelis copied it in 48 and made it in a .762 calibre. It became a decent rifle.
We selected 3 different rifles, the Enfield, the Caliber and the K98.
Reason a very good shoot. You've got very heavy calibers into the 10s. That's good.
I think like I was by far and away the most accurate with the Lee Enfield, but I was also going the fastest.
Yeah, those are the Enfield, and that's the whole thing about the Enfield. 10 shots off in 9 seconds with a degree of accuracy. So it's a brilliant service weapon. But you've got some nice clustering here.
Yeah,
some nice grouping. That's lovely.
I'm certain that's the Carcano. Like
yeah, that is the Carcano. It's a smaller round. So this is your Mauser here. It does throw you about a bit, but no, all in all, well done. Well done, you.
Outside here we have the little test track that they hoon around in Oz Armour Fest. We've got an 88 sitting out there and the river's in the back. Humvee's just come back from a joyride. It was a rough old ride in the old APC, but enjoyable. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe.